Guys, I noticed a few students were still having were having a little bit of trouble with kind of getting Git up and running and quickly creating repos, and kind of just getting everything the way they need to be to submit assignments. So I'm just gonna do a quick little walkthrough on that. So right now I just have my GitHub front page open as well as my terminal, and I'm gonna do a ls real quick. Make sure. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna create a directory called GW test, and then I'm gonna cd into that directory. If you look at what I did here, I put a double ampersand right here and then cd. You can kind of chain commands together like this to kind of speed up the process of getting everything together. And I'll probably do that a few times throughout the video. And so now we're inside of the GW directory, and I'm gonna kind of structure this like your next homework assignment, homework 3. And just create those files that they was asking for. So I believe they wanted an index.html file. And then we can also make the assets directory that they wanted. And then we'll do a ls and take a look at that. And if you look, we have index.html and we have the assets directory. We can cd into the assets directory. And there we want to make a CSS directory and a JavaScript directory. So if you look here, I chained another group of commands together. When I did the make dir, I also created the CSS and JavaScript directory. All you have to do is create your first directory and then a space. There should never be spaces inside of your file names. They should always be either some type of camel case, have dashes, underscores, something to chain them together. So anytime there's a break in space, it's going to create a new directory. So if we do that and actually take a look, we'll see we have both of those directories here. So we'll cd into the CSS directory, make all style that CSS directory, take a look. Uh, Made a mistake here. I didn't actually touch the style.css. So if we're already in the CSS directory. Alright, so style.css and take an ls and we'll see that it's there. So then if we back up out of that, we can cd up. Actually, we can just go back and then go into the JavaScript directory. And we can touch a game.js file and ls and we'll see that it's there. So now if we take a look, we see that all of our original stuff is still there, and now we just kind of have to get GitHub set up. So if I do a git status right now, you'll see that GitHub isn't set up here. GitHub is like, what are you talking about? Or Git is like, doesn't exist. So if we do a git init, take a look, it initializes an empty Git repository. It's empty because Git hasn't recorded anything. So as far as it's concerned, it's empty. So what we're gonna do here is another git status, and we'll see that two files were created, but they haven't been tracked, they haven't been committed, nothing has happened. So we're gonna do our git add here, do another git status, and you'll see that we have those three all the files that we made here. You'll see the index.html, you see the assets directory, the two directories inside of that, and the two files that we have. So now we'll go ahead and commit that, get that snapshot, git commit -m, just initial commit here will be my message. So now we have that saved and we're pretty good to go. However, we just need to make our remote repository. So I'll create a new repository and we're gonna call that the same name that we have here, CW test. So we're gonna create the repository. And then this line here, we're gonna copy this. So this is for if you're making a new repository on a command line, and this is for if you already have a repository created on your desktop and you just need to push everything up. This is my preferred way. It doesn't really matter. You can do it either way. I just normally kind of create everything on my desktop and then push to GitHub. So once you've done that, copy that, just paste that in. This is gonna add your remote until your repository where it's gonna push the code up to. So we're gonna do that, and now we just have to do our push. So if we do another git status, just to make sure we're good to go, it says, hey, nothing to commit, everything looks good. Cool. So now we're gonna do a git push. This dash u here is setting an upstream and saying, hey, whenever git push is typed in, push here. So the place we want to push is to our master branch. So we do a git push dash u master, and that doesn't appear to be a git repository. What did I do wrong here? I didn't put origin in. So if we do git push dash u origin master, so I think I even said the word origin. So yeah, so the origin is going to be a master, and we do that, and it's going to go ahead and it's going to push that up, and boom, you see that it's on a master branch. Everything went through. We're good to go. If we come here and refresh our page, we'll now see the assets and index.html are here, and 2 minutes ago is when I made the commit. Not, I just refreshed it 20 seconds ago, but the commit was made 2 minutes ago. So once we have that done, we have everything on GitHub. However, when you're turning in your assignments, you also want to make sure you publish your work on GitHub pages. So I'm going to walk you through that real quick. So to do that, let me actually get something on the page. So ls, here I'm at. Cool. So I'm going to write something in the index.html page. So I'll just do a quick echo. Hello class here. We're gonna echo into the HTML the index.html, and if we do a cat on that file, we'll see hello class there. So good, we're good to go. So we're gonna do a git add. We're gonna do our git commit, add it, text to index.html, and then we're gonna do a git push. It's good to go ahead and write what origin you're pushing to, because you start working with more branches and more with more branches, you want to make sure you're pushing to the right branch. But when you're only working with one, which isn't, when you're sure what branch you're on, I guess it's not a big problem. But I would recommend just kind of writing out origin master, origin, whatever branch it is, and going ahead and pressing enter, and we'll see that everything got pushed. If you do a refresh on the website, you'll see that this is the new commit message, and this happened just now, and this commit is still from 4 minutes ago. So we're good to go. So I think the easiest and quickest way to do this, while you can do it from terminal, or add a new GitHub pages branch, you can also just go to settings, go to GitHub pages, select your master branch, which would be a clean branch with only good code that you're proud of and it's ready to go. Click save, and every time the code gets pushed to the master branch now on this repo, it's going to be updated on our GitHub pages. So GitHub pages is just kind of like a free way to host websites. So that's actually pretty cool. I use GitHub pages because it's saved me $40 a year, and that's great. So I recommend it for the rest of you as well. And if you just put in your GitHub name .github.io, and I think I did GW test. And now if we go there, we should get a page that says hello class, and there we go. We have a page that says hello class. I'll keep this up for a little while if you guys just want to, look and just be sure. It actually redirects to my personal website because of how I have it set up in settings. So yours, if you were to do this, it's just going to be a GitHub name.github.io / whatever you have for that repo name. And yeah, one last thing that I actually want to show you guys, if we go back to GitHub, is about git clone. So I'm going to cd back to root and kind of clear this out. So if you take a look, we have our GWU test here. I'm going to delete this. So git rm for remove, rf for recursive, and I think force. Um, and this will actually just delete this. You have to be careful when using RF because it will delete whatever you tell it to delete totally off your computer. It doesn't go to the trash can. There's no recovering it. If you don't have it backed up, that's it. It's gone. And you never want to do a git remove.rf in your root directory with nothing behind it because it will delete your whole computer, operating system, everything gone. So be careful. Make sure you're deleting the right thing. If you're uncomfortable, you can even just go to Finder and delete. And once I do this, if we do a ls, we'll see that I put git remove. Sorry, remove.rf gw test. And if we do ls, we'll see that it's gone. It's no longer there under gw. So let's say that somebody else has been working on this GW test repository and I just want to clone it down so I can take a look at it or work on it, whatever I'm trying to do. I come here, I click clone, I grab the URL and I do a git clone. And boom, it's going to make a clone. And that clone name is going to be GW test. So I don't even have to create a new directory for this to be in with the GW test name. So I could, I could just go into my projects directory and git clone, put in that URL, do a ls, and we'll see I have now covered it up. And we'll see that I have GW test right here. So that's all I wanted to show you guys. Hopefully this helps, and this will make a difference in just getting assignments up faster, solve some git frustrations, and maybe you learn a couple tricks. So just let me know if you need anything. I can definitely talk you through things on office hours, or just reach out to me on Slack and I'm happy to answer any questions.